Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Caroline Stitches. And I hope you have found other videos very helpful and useful. If so, thank you so much. And don't forget to also like and share this tutorial. And don't forget to press the subscribe button to get updates on new videos that will be drafting our basic skirt block. So what are the measurements that will be needed for our skirt block? We'll have the full length, the skirt length measurement, the waist circumference, the waist to hip measurement, and the hip measurements. Then the drawing materials that will be needed for this basic skirt block are tape measure, tape measure, my pencil, and of course eraser on it. For corrections, my ruler, my ruler, my French curve. I've told us the reason we are using this French curve at least for our beginners for economic reasons. You understand? So these are the basic materials that will be needed. So moving ahead, I have my paper drafted out. I have my paper cut out. Then I have made my lines. This is my starting point. This is my starting point line. This is the line I'll be working with. And I have said I'll be needing my full length skirt to be 25 inches, my waist circumference 30, my waist to hip 7.5 inches, 7.5 inches, then my hip is 39 inches. Now, this is my starting point, like I've said earlier. I'm going to divide this. I have ruled it out. I've divided this space into two. So my hip circumference, I'll be dividing my hip into two, which is 39 divided by 2, which is 39 divided by 2, which will give me 19.5. 19.5 plus 0.5 allowance. So I'll be having 20 inches. So I'll be working simultaneously for my front panel, for my front skirt block and my back skirt block simultaneously. So I'll be measuring 20 equally. When I divide 20 into 2, I would have, this is my 20 inches, then dividing into 2 is 10. So I'll place my 10 in between the straight line I have ruled out, then mark on each edge. So this is my 10 here, then the other 10 on this side. Is in the middle line, 10 inches, my 20 here, to same here. Then my full length, starting from here, my full skirt length is 25 inches. Working with 25 inches, I will do same here, 25 inches. I'll be fast enough. Then I will just rule across, rule across the dotted. Then I have my hip now, and this is sorted out already into two already. And then this part will be center front, my center front, because it is going to be cut on fold. It's going to be cut on fold. You know, on our front skirts, it's always on fold because we don't have skirt. I mean, we don't have zip at the front. We don't have zip at the front. So, but for the back, we'll have zip at the front, connecting two sides of the back together. So here I will have my center back. Please always label your workings. Always label your draftings to avoid unnecessary mistakes. So this is my center front, which will be cut on fold. My center back will be cut into two differently. So now, moving ahead, I have my waist circumference to be 30. So I will be dividing 30 by 4. 30 by 4 will give me 7.5. So I will measure from my center front line. Always take note. Center front line, 7.5. 7.5 plus 1 inches. Plus 1 inches is allowance will give me 8.5 on the hip, on the waist waistline measurement. So I will label this my waistline. Now let's go to our hip line. So getting the hip line, my hip line, our waist to hip is 7.55. I will measure to have a good 7.5. Then push into here 7.5. Then square across first 7.5. This is now my hip line. This is my M line. Always label your work. My waistline, hip line, and my M line. In our other classes, we have explained our waistline, we have explained the hip line, and we've explained the hem line. Now we have measured my waist to be 8.5. Now to my hip. My hip is 7. My hip is 39 inches divided by 4. Divided by 4, I will be having 9.5. I'll be having 9.5 plus 0.5 inches, which will give me 10 inches. And don't forget, we already measured here to be our 10 inches. So what I'll just do now is to connect my hip, my waist measurement, my waistline here down to my hip line, because I already have my 10 inches from here to here squared out. So I will use, this is where I make use of my French curve. So connect like so from here. It has to be curvy. This is my hip. So whatever we do on this line side here, I'm going to repeat the same on the center back. From that center back line, also measure your 7. My waist measurement is 7.5. Don't forget, plus the 1 inch allowance, which is 8.5. And my hip, which is also 39 divided by 4, which gives me 9.5, plus my 0.5 is allowance to give me 10 inches. You already know, remember that. Don't forget, we have already measured our 10 inches into this box already. What we just have to do is connect this line, waistline, to the hip line. It has to be on that curvy aspect. So make sure it is accurate. Make sure what you are measuring is accurate. Like so, like now, to have our skirt fitted on our body, line 4 inches from the center line, then the length of 6 inches. Now on these 4 inches you have created, place your tape measure, half inch. Place your half inch on that tape measure. You mark here 0.5 inches. You mark on the other side 0.5 inches, giving you a total of 1 inch. Don't forget, we had already added 1 inch on this side here. It is going to cover up for this dart we have opened up here. By the time we close up this dart, like so, it's going, we have already added our 1 inch, so there's not going to be an hiccup on that aspect. That's the essence of adding our 1 inch is allowance. Now, having drafted the 4 inches across, then make a straight line and connect the lines to the dart width. Connect the length to the dart width. So this is what we have for the front. We are going to recreate what we have here to the back as well. Also on that center back line, measure so we can see properly. Measure your 4 inches like so across 4 inches to have an accurate line. Then square across, square up. Then on that our center line, like we did for the front, make sure you have your half inch placed on the line. You mark your 0.5 here to a total of 1 inches, so a total of 1 inches. Now that length is 5 inches. Don't forget, for the front we have 6 inches as a that length, but for the back length we have 5 inches. Then connect this, that to each other, connect them together. There we already have our dart placed on our skirt block to really have this made out. Now, to have a fitting on our sides up here, then on this side here we go up by 0.5, then connect through 0.5, connect through to the with the ruler to the waist line. So that we have there. Then down here we come down by 0.5, then you connect through slightly with your curve, connect through slightly with a slight curve, so by the time, this is what we will have. Do you understand? With a slight curve. So this is what we have here. Now we repeat this, just this part, 0.5 here. You can connect with your ruler, or you can do so with your hand freely. So this is what I have to avoid painting too much on my work. I can just make it like so. So this is what I have. I like to have a neat work. So we will have to do same up here, then make a line, to have that fitting on our waist. Do you understand that point there? We have to create a space for the zip to sit in between. So from that center back, measure 1 inch outside, measure 1 inch down to the hemline, measure 1 inch down to the hemline. I want it to be visible enough. So just extend this line. So this is my zipper allowance. This is my zip allowance. So in the next tutorial, we will cut this out. By the time we cut this out, we'll understand what we have actually drafted initially. So this is now basic skirt block, which will be transferred to my tag board, or will be transferred into another paper, plain paper like this. Then we had our sewing allowance of 0.5 on each side, except the center front line, which will exclude the 0.5 allowance, because this is going to be cut on fold. Do not forget that. So in the next video, we would show us how to cut out our skirts, add our seam allowance, then transfer to our fabric, and then we have a ready-made skirt. Yay! Who is ready for that next class? Oh my god, I can't really wait to have this on myself, on my body. So put a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you found this very useful and helpful. And every question will be entertained. Trust me, help my young beginners to grow well and very fast. Thank you so much, and God bless you for your time. And I know it's a lot of a sacrifice to watch this with your data, and trust me, you're not going to regret this. Thank you. Have a very good weekend. Be blessed.